This video is sponsored by Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. Click on the link in the description and use the code PACKERMAN to save 10% on any order. What's happening, ladies and germs? This is the Packerman, and welcome to this edition of The Fuel, where on this edition we're going to be talking about the 2023 Tennessee Lottery 250 from the Nashville Super Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. This race was fucking trash. I'm just going to get right to the point here. Like, it started on lap number 1 when Stephen Parsons got nerfed, and then he overcorrected and went to the wall. Jet Burton, Justin Allgaier were involved, as well as both of the Siegs, Ryan and Kyle. Then you have a case of Ty Gibbs squeezing Austin Hill down going into turn 3. Then you had a crash on lap 18. Like, the first 18 laps, we had, I think, one clean green flag lap, and I thought, this is going to be one of them races, isn't it? So, you had a case of Austin Hill staying out on old tires. He washed up and got into Ty Gibbs. Some people thought that may have been payback for earlier, but it looked like it was just old tires. Unfortunately, Carson Hocevar, who was driving in the 77 car for Spire and was running pretty good, was involved in this fucking nonsense. I mean, it was kind of dumb of Austin Hill, honestly, to stay out on old tires. That was just an accident waiting to happen. I mean, I don't know why these drivers think they're fucking heroes to stay out on old tires when they're just going to get ate up on the restart. It makes no goddamn sense. No logic whatsoever. But, yeah, I mean, this race was a fucking disaster. The first two stages were just a disaster. The third stage looked like it was going to save this fucking race, because after we got our 7th caution on lap 104, things started to settle down, and we actually started to get a good battle for the lead. Because we had Daniel Hemrick and Chandler Smith going back and forth for the race lead, and then old A.J. Allmendinger, who had damage on his right rear quarter panel from an earlier crash that he was involved in. He was going up there and challenging eventually for the lead. So we had a great battle for the lead at this point. I'm thinking, okay, maybe the second half of this race will save it. And then Allmendinger got by Cole Custer, who is now challenging. And then you had Custer get passed by A.J. Allmendinger, and then Allmendinger passes Chandler Smith for the lead, his teammate. So now you have A.J. Allmendinger in the lead. There was actually green flag pit stops. And then Smith, Custer, and A.J. were right back together again after they completed their pit stops. There were several cars that were trying to go long, hoping for the caution, but eventually everything would cycle back around to Allmendinger for the race lead, and it was looking like it was peachy keen for Allmendinger as he pulled out to a pretty big lead. And it looked like we were actually going to finish this race with a long green flag run. But no, we had to have a caution on lap 184, 4 laps from the fucking finish. Chad Chastain spins coming off of turn 4, but he gets it back under control in the grass. And he keeps it going, and NASCAR just decides, we're going to throw the caution flag there. It's almost like they were just anticipating throwing the caution and had their finger on the trigger, just waiting for it to come out, because they knew how fucking boring this finish would have been, even though it would have been an organic finish, truth be told, because we would have had a long-ass green flag run to end this race. But no, NASCAR just can't get out of their own fucking way. So they had to throw the goddamn caution for this, which led to overtime, and then we had a caution in overtime when Chandler Smith gets dumped in a 4-wide situation, which ruins his day, and he actually led the most laps, as you can see by the stats. There were 17 overall late changes, mainly due to dumb shit and all these fucking cautions. There were 4 pure lead changes, 9 caution flags. There were 1,900 green flag passes, and Chandler Smith had led the most laps. So Allmendinger leads on the second restart, and Riley Herbst in the 98. He has a shot on the outside to get his first career win, his first real good opportunity. He had been quick on short runs. and he just completely bottles it. Not in the way that he wrecked on the restart, but he just choked on the restart and let Allmendinger just scoot away, and the finish still ended up being a fucking nothing burger. This was a shit tier race, and honestly, it's just par for the course at this point. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So, fuck this race. Let's move on to the next one. My final rating for the Tennessee Lottery 250 at Nashville for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, it gets a 2 out of 10. What's happening, ladies and germs? Thank you for watching tonight's video. If you're interested in sponsoring the channel, there is a link to my Patreon down in the description box below. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe if you want to continue watching great content like you saw today. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the Packer Man signing out.